Oilers Nation After Dark begins now.
It's a game of mistakes, and the margins for error have been incredibly slim this series. It was no different tonight. Stop me if you've heard this one before, but the Edmonton Oilers were kind of their own worst enemy this evening. And after a collapse of epic proportions in that second period, I believe it was 3 goals on 4 shots in a 6-minute stretch, they lose game 3 and officially go down 0-3 to the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Final. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation After Dark. Subscribe to the ON YouTube. Throw down your like. Play a sad song in the background if you want, because there's no way to slice it right now, boys. This sucks. That sucked. I am very sad. I just mentioned to you, Brett, you've never heard us be silent before starting a show. We normally have at least something to vent about. Me and you especially, I don't think you've ever heard the two of us shut the fuck up. And we both just sat here and went, this is going to be a tough one to do it. I've been the positive one. I've been the optimistic one all season long. I was here 2-9-1, 5-12-1. I told you when to bring out the panic button. I told you when to not hit it. I also told you when to hit it, put it away. And right now, I've officially hit the panic button. Brett, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I was just looking at us in our feed, right? And
we look great. The shirts look great.
The shirts look great. I didn't realize how defeated we looked. Dude, we looked defeated. And this is tough. The vibe around the city before the game was unbelievable. You could feel it from 104th down to Grote Road. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
You feel Sherwood Park, brother.
Exactly. And for 3 hours later to have this kind of feeling, down 3-0, losing in your home barn, there's all the eyes of the league and the world looking at you. And it was only the third period to really hang your hat on.
I believe Davin just said it right here. I think they found themselves in that third period. Hell yeah, brother. I think they did too. It got better as it went along. And a frustrating part of that second period collapse that went down in there is I did think the Oilers were the better team in that second period. They were getting chances. They were doing their thing offensively. It just did not happen. Brett, let's start positively because we're downtown. We're here at Greta. And it's been a great event here. We had Heat Daddy, shout out 1507, fucking all-star. He's been here. He joined us on Free Gaming. I mentioned to you, you never want to meet your heroes, and Heat Daddy's not my hero, but I love him. But you get worried that, like, maybe they won't live up to the hype. I said to you, Heat Daddy was everything I expected, and maybe not even more. He was everything I expected, an absolute beauty. He was on the mic hosting, trying to get this crowd going. We did some flip cup during the actual game, too. It was a little creative. I liked it. We'll start positively. Did you have fun at Greta?
I did. I certainly had fun at
Greta. Yeah, I always
did.
Have fun
I always did.
They're still going down smooth. They're still going down smooth.
I had a great night tonight outside of the game. Everybody here and aren't necessarily in hockey high spirits, but are certainly bringing a vibe tonight. They're making me feel a little better.
Yeah, it's let me know in the chat. Vibe check.
We're really pulling
vibe report. Hey. We're gonna
it's loud in
buddy,
here. That's good.
I did this fucking show when we were 2-9-1. I'll find a way to turn this positively.
And now we're 3-0, down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah, been there before. I've seen that movie. Somebody let me know. I know it's only like 3-4 teams that have ever done it before. I was trying to look it up before, but my just natural heartbreak took over, and I went, someone in the chat will let me know. They'll be sure to let me know. Maybe Zach Lang on Twitter right now. Kyle Somerville, my buddy's in. He says, mid vibes. You're a Leafs fan. So we'll leave it at that. K-Sums, I love you. Thanks for the subscription. Let's start. Actually, I want to get into right now my producer, Pat. He's been with me pretty much every step of the way this season. And, Pat, I want to know, what's your vibe report right now?
Look, it's tough right now. It's, it's not what you picture, growing up watching the Oilers and, you finally make it to the Stanley Cup Final. This isn't how you wanted it to go. It's not how you wanted it to start, but,
hope will never die, brother.
That's the thing. Like, I hate myself for being positive at a time like this, but it would just be such a great story to come back from this. And just like you saw in that third period, we were down 4-1 and you start thinking, it's over. And then you get that first goal and that glimmer of hope is there. All we need to do is win on Saturday. That's all that matters to us. That's all that matters to the Oilers. And then you win that game. Well, I don't even know when the next game is. Tuesday, but you start
One game
with
at a time.
Saturday.
One game
I don't
at a
even know
time.
when the next game is. I honestly don't. Start with Saturday, win that game, and then we'll do another 5-check.
And I love that you are positive, and I don't hate you for doing that because that's what we got to do here. Let me preface this all. This is all going to be full of loser talk tonight because we're
big
down 0-3 in the Stanley Cup fucking finals. There's no way to sugarcoat this, but I'm going to do my best to try because once again in this game, Brett, it's been the theme of the entire series. It was my key to victory to start, and it was handling the Florida Panthers' aggressive forecheck and being able to cleanly break the puck out of your own end to start the hockey game tonight. So let's go there. All the hype was you're back in Edmonton. You're on home ice. It's been 18 years since the Stanley Cup final game has gone down in Edmonton. You got the new arena. You got Ice District. The fans brought the energy, the anthem. I had goosebumps. Also, was Robert Clark standing next to his own twin next to him when he sang that? They were both bald and had beards. I loved it. I was just going to hand it over and do it, but you thought the Oilers for sure, and Florida had the long travel, right? They didn't get here till 8:15 last night. Longest distance they've ever traveled. Haven't left the Eastern time zone in forever. You thought the Oilers would have the advantage to start the hockey game? Brett, that was not the case.
That was certainly not the
Complete
case.
opposite.
Edmonton came out flat. It was
How?
I think they were scared and not playing scared. I think there was, and I'm not saying that like Connor McDavid and Warren Fogle and the boys are going out there going, oh, I better not make a mistake. But I think they were over excited, which turns into being scared to make a bad pass, being scared to take a stupid shot, being scared to make an error, take a penalty, stuff like that.
When your back's against the wall, it's natural to be that terrified. You got to find a way to
And Florida took advantage of that because they aren't feeling that. That was the pressure that everybody talks about with teams who are down 2-0. That looks classically outmatched as well. And Edmonton felt that pressure, and they succumbed to that pressure.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. It baffles me how you can come out that flat to start the hockey game with this much pressure on you. Can I flip mode it? That because of that, maybe that pressure, they were nervous. Could you argue that game 4, you're playing with nothing to lose? So you should be relaxed. Losing talk, baby. We're spinning this thing. We're going to spin this bitch. But because I do think there's something to be said to that is no one expects you to win that series. You're going to come out playing free, loose, let it ride. And once again, we've brought up a lot about how hard it is to beat Sergei Bobrovsky. Sergei, we did get the chance. That's what we asked for on pre-gaming. But I got to be honest, tonight, I come out of that game going, yeah, this guy is beatable. This man is human. None of those goals were stellar.
No. And just like that, the Ekholm goal, too. That was exactly what I said.
Shut up, Mr. Burns.
Wow.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I see a lot of people in the chat going after Stu. And I don't think one time tonight we've looked at each other and said, man, that's on Stu, man.
Well,
Stu
besides the one who
better.
fucked up behind the net, I definitely looked at you and said that is entirely on Stu.
Maybe.
Cody Ceci needs to win that battle as well. We'll go through it.
I can't remember which one that is. But
I've already blocked it out of my memory.
yeah, that's not too hard. No, but I think Sergei Bobrovsky looked a little weaker in the net tonight. A little weaker compared to the series that we've seen.
What do you have at
Loser talk.
950, 0.8 goals against, or no, it's a 0.5, 980. Even better on both sides coming into this one. So let's talk about Bob right now because he was good yet again. He just makes crazy saves sometimes, especially when the Edmonton Oilers have their power play opportunities, can finally get through that Florida PK, which is very good, very experienced, very physical, very aggressive. But, man, he robbed Hyman in close on one. He robbed Hyman on a breakaway and then robbed Connor McDavid on the fucking rebound right after that bad boy. Adam Henrique did fall into Bobrovsky at one point tonight, and we all went, oh, my God, did it happen? Oh, my God, did it happen? We will not repeat the things we were yelling as well of what to do afterwards, Rico, but Sergei Bobrovsky did not look banged up. He was back ready to roll. We did mention he allowed some squeakers in there. Overall, he continued to make big saves. What'd you think about Bob tonight? This guy's one win away from his first cup. He's earning it right now.
I know I just said that I think Skinner, I don't think he outplayed him, but he looked he did his role, I think, is more what I'm trying to say.
Skinner did?
Skinner did his role more than Bobrovsky did. And I think the reason why is because he made, excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm absolutely
Take a
lost.
moment, it's all right.
Bobrovsky made unbelievable saves tonight. Unbelievable saves, but he didn't look like himself. He did not look like himself. Stuart Skinner, the goals that he allowed were, other than this one that you're blaming him on, or I have to see it again, I wouldn't blame him for it. Those goals were weak on Bobrovsky. And that's exactly what we need. Exactly what we talked about with the Ekholm goal. That was not a perfect shot, not a perfect 1-2 play that ends up.
Don't overthink, just shoot.
No, exactly. And exactly the type of goals that Broberg shot. Right off of, I don't even know who the defenseman's elbow was, into the back of the net. It was those types of goals that you need to see, and those are the types of goals that you need to see from your depth players. You need to see those star goals from those star players, and that's not what the Oilers are getting.
So a big storyline that I had today on pre-gaming for me and you and Heat Daddy to talk about. It's funny because we all gave our picks. 2 out of 3 of us did pretty damn well. I mentioned, what depth forward do you want to see more from the Edmonton Oilers? Because I said Florida coming into tonight hadn't gotten a ton of top-level scoring. They got depth goals, Mikkola, Erod, whatever you want to say. And that the Oilers, I was confident enough that the Stars would show up, especially on home ice. You get the power play juiced up, you get those numbers. But I gave us each a player to pick to try and say, who do you want to have a game as a depth player? And my pick was Warren Fogle. Ryan S. says it right here. At least Warren scored. Absolutely, Warren Fogle is able to tuck one home on a breakaway. I thought Fogle did bring a certain energy tonight. It's, once again, way too late, maybe few and far between with how his playoffs have gone. I put pressure on him, saying you scored 20 in the regular season, you have fucking 1 goal, and it's an empty netter so far through the playoffs. He gets that first breakaway goal there, and you're like, oh my God, we got it. Eventually, the top dogs are going to go through. Another guy I'd mentioned, Heat Daddy, said Philip Broberg. He stepped up. You mentioned Corey Perry. What'd you think about those 3 depth guys? You can maybe start one at a time. What do those guys do to step up? Did you see what you wanted to see from them?
Philip Broberg looked unbelievable tonight.
He looked so good.
He, again, I said it in the last game, he looks like Oscar Klefbom 2.0, and it's taken a while. It's taken him a little bit of a development to be able to feel confident enough in his play, feel confident enough in be a driver in the North American type of play, and he has been able to absolutely solidify himself, not only in this lineup this year, but in the future as well. It's wild how we've gone from potential Philip Broberg trade rumors to him being arguably probably the best player for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, which we might get to later on. I think he was.
He's definitely up there. I thought Broberg had a tough start to the game. I also mentioned he had like 4 shifts in what felt like 5 minutes. And I was like, why does this guy continue to be out there? He had a tough time breaking the puck out, only to start. And then he locked it down and once again gets on the score sheet. I look at Philip Broberg, and we might get used to that off-season future talk right about now. But for the future, that man looks like a staple in the top 4 of your defense. People are in here blaming Nursey. Bring in Gagne for God's sakes. Matthew, if you think Sam Gagne is going to be the difference in that hockey game of breaking pucks out of your own end, thank you for the subscription. I love it. Thank you. Throw down your courtesy like as well. Brett, what else we got in there? Oh, I want to talk about Warren Fogle. I liked what I saw from him. And a guy you mentioned was Corey Perry. He was warming it up. Yes. We had a great moment when the Oilers were down 3-0, I do believe. We saw Corey Perry fall on top of Sergei Bobrovsky in the most greasy, whoa, what did I do? Little old me. I used to fucking hate that face. I loved every bit of it in this one tonight. That's what you bring in, your depth forwards like that. What do you do well? Fogle? Man gets breakaways. Tends to not score on them. Well, he did that tonight. Philip Broberg, you move the puck well, skate the puck well, and have the offensive skill. You did a great job that. Corey Perry, you might not have the boots, but I thought he was solid on the forecheck, and that's what you get with a veteran Corey Perry. Your team is down and out. Lifeless. No vibes, no fucking nothing going on at that moment. He goes back out there. You know Nobby tells him, hey, man, warm it up right now. Get that grease on those mitts. And he goes out there, him and I forget who it was, maybe Kachuk, they each took 4 minute, or it was 4-on-4. They each took 2-minute minors offsetting. I like that from the Oilers depth players tonight. Let's flip to this. Because we're 3 games into the series, the Oilers top dogs simply have not been top dogs offensively.
No, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's Sam Bennett as well. I liked what I saw from Corey Perry. I wish I saw more of him offensively, but it's exactly what I was talking
You
about.
do what you can
before.
control, and that's what he can control. Big baseball.
Exactly. And it's that type of experience.
In a good one.
You saw Bobrovsky and you saw the defense, and they were very defensive of Bobrovsky tonight. There, you got anywhere near. They got way too aggressive with Derek Ryan. I don't think anybody on the Florida Panthers realized who Derek Ryan is, trying to take him out in some sort
He's a
of way.
church boy. Come on.
But they were very defensive, and I think Corey Perry really took advantage of that. And I like how heated he got too, slamming the boards. And that's energy that's felt down the lineup. And they didn't score again for the rest of the game after that. Is that directly it? No, obviously not.
No, but that's why you
it's
put a
energy.
guy out there. That's why you tell him to do those things.
Exactly.
You slowly, shift by shift, turn the tide,
Yeah.
which it did inevitably do.
Yeah.
Loser talk. You give me 10 more minutes in that game right
Yeah.
now. Loser talk, buddy. I know all about it. Let's talk about that physicality as well, because I've always been the one who makes the argument that I think it hits peak animosity, tension, physicality in games 3 and 4. It takes a shift of venue, a little more comfortability between the two teams. And by comfortability, I mean hate each other's fucking faces. And that, I thought tonight, Florida, that's their game. You know what you're going to get after the whistles. I thought game 2, and it was a point of contention for me on pre-gaming. I don't want to see the Oilers get into that stuff as much as they did in game 2. Dirty knees. I did love Sam Carrick sticking Buddy in the balls.
Oh, yeah.
Not a play that you do want to do. Dry with his elbow, obviously. Tonight, I thought they did a good job teetering that edge. But, man, oh, man, Florida's a tough, physical team. They kind of just bring it out of you because you need to fight back. What are you going to do? It's the Stanley Cup Finals. Overall, what do you think about the physicality and the Oilers' punch back tonight?
I am a big supporter and proprietor of being able not going down without a fight.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of not going down without a fight. And that's what you saw with the Oilers tonight. And again, like I was saying this at the end of game 2, and you saw it more in game 3, where you want to not necessarily get into more of those scrums, but what those scrums bring are, again, exactly what I said with Corey Perry leaving the bench. It's energy. Whether or not it's positive or negative energy, it's energy, and you want that puck more. You want to get to the dirty areas more. You want to lay a body a little bit more. You care that much more, and I think that energy is what really drove Edmonton to that late push. It was they felt the energy from the crowd. They felt the energy from their veteran guy in Corey Perry. They felt the energy every single time they got into a scrum, and it really helped the team, I think, on the ice. It was very, I don't want to say promising, because I think that overarcs how much
Grasping at straws,
that I
brother.
have.
We're grasping
Yeah,
at him right now.
exactly. But it was very nice to see.
Yeah, Patty Boy, you're there behind the scenes. Right now, because you have a better view of the bar. We're down 0-3 at Greta. What's the vibe like right now?
You know, I'm a little surprised. The vibe is still very high. It looks like everyone's there's still some dancers over there. There's still some shots
There's
to be
a lot
had.
going on here right now for being down 0-3.
Again, loser talk, of course, but at some point you do just have to be a little bit happy that we're in the situation. It's still playing hockey in June right now. The sun's still up. The breeze feels nice. And the vibes are high, Greta.
It was a beautiful day out today. I laughed at Waz said he ran into a guy from Florida. And he said, this is as cold as it gets in Florida. I would die. I had to roll up my pants to my knees. I wasn't even moving. I was sweating so much from the sun behind me. But, Pat, overall physicality-wise, what do you think tonight of kind of the pushback? And I don't think the Oilers got bullied by any means, but I thought they were more composed than game 2.
Yeah, a little more composed.
It was physical.
I would like to see it more physicality from the Oilers all around. I think there's a couple guys that are doing really well, like Holloway's banging bodies. He is out there giving everything he's got. But there's a few guys I still wish would, bang the bodies around a little more, get in the dirty areas. It just felt like sometimes the puck would, bounce around and we weren't quite on the ball, if that makes sense.
It felt like to me at times you were trying to battle head down for the puck in some scrums and some busy areas. And I don't know, man, I'm old school and you're down 0-2. I'm like, just take the ball. Just fucking lay the dude out. That is sometimes what I think Florida does a good job. And I like that, Pat, you brought up Dylan Holloway. Excuse me. Pardon me. Forgive me.
You're good.
I thought he was awesome tonight. for being on the fourth line, I also thought he adopted a fourth line personality on there tonight. He was fucking flying on the forecheck. Now, he usually is, but he had that extra energy. You mentioned, I forget who it was, OEL going after Derek Ryan, I do believe, behind the net. And Dylan Holloway came flying in out of the frame, went in, tackled that motherfucker, wrestled under the ice. That's something I love from Dylan Holloway and that physicality. What could you say about him adopting that fourth line mindset tonight? He's a guy who plays top six, has been, gets thrown down to the fourth, and I thought he adapted his game very well.
And it's what I am really excited to see about this is he's adopting an identity.
Yep.
It's, again, kind of like Broberg. It's taken him a while to really get solidified into this lineup. But every time we talk about these lineup changes right now in the playoffs for Edmonton, you're always hoping Holloway is included. Not even hoping, you're expecting Holloway to be included. You'd be shocked to see him out because every single time he's out there, he's been able to do something positive. And I don't mean every single shift he's been able to do something positive, but every single opportunity that he's been given has been something positive. He's
more good than bad, that's for sure.
100%. And he's been building, which I think he can play on that second line. He can play in that fourth line grinder role. He has the feet to really back it up. He's got the hands. He's got the physicality. He's really becoming the man. Yeah. He's really becoming the man that I don't think he was quite yet when he was drafted.
It's been quite the run here. As we all remember last season with Jay Woodcroft, you'd play Holloway, he'd make a mistake, stable on the bench, put him in the press box. Broby steps on a stick in one game, sit your ass in the press box. Pat, what can you say about it right now? This is straight loser talk. The future does look bright. This has been one positive. We're just happy to be here right now at this point. One positive to this playoff run has been the evolution of Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg, two guys who are about to be staples on this team for the foreseeable future.
It does seem, it seems a little rare for the Oilers to, build someone from the ground up to become an 82 game player on the roster, providing every single night. And now we've done it with two guys. Next year we have two guys to watch, keep an eye on, that are going to be in the lineup consistently, making a difference on this team. And it is a positive thing to look at because going into the playoffs, we didn't think either of them were going to be next year whatsoever. So like you said, it's a little bit loser talk, but it's nice to see the Oilers developing young players and to see they have that heart, they have the hustle, they have the try already. Just wait for next year.
One young player you mentioned, we got Philip Broberg on the back end. We got Evan Bouchard. You and I talked the last After Dark. That was possibly game two, Bouchard's worst game in 2024. There was settled, and I don't know, whatever. You can argue all you want. We're splitting hairs. Tonight, I do think he was a little bit better. One thing I want to point out, and I know people in the chat, I'm sure have seen it, but let me know if you do agree. For some reason in this series, where we talked at the beginning of the show, or on pregame, that I don't know if you need quality or quantity of shots. My recipe was quantity with traffic in front. You throw them on net, throw them on net, throw them on net. Game two, Steelers only had 19 shots. You didn't get enough offense. Evan Bouchard is your clap bomb god. He is the Bouch bomb aficionado. One thing I've noticed in this series, which I didn't see a lot in the entire rest of the season, when he gets the opportunity and he's loaded up along the blue line, I'm seeing Evan Bouchard hesitate more than I ever have before. He is actually dangling. No, he's doing it successfully sometimes, walking the blue line. I'd argue more often than not, but I'm my old man screaming shoot because I see there's three bodies in front of the net. The rebound could happen. You know how hockey works. Am I crazy, or are you seeing that as well?
I am seeing that. No, you're 100% right.
Not crazy.
It's fun, not funny, but I think it's interesting the pattern that this Edmonton team is kind of going through right now, and this includes Evan Bouchard. First of all, when the Edmonton Oilers made the Stanley Cup, or not the Stanley Cup, the Western Conference Finals, excuse me, they got swept by Colorado initially. They came back against Dallas, ended up winning 6. But in that series, Evan Bouchard looked awful in that series. And everybody was going, oh, you're going to extend this guy. He's going to get too much money. And then he got Ekholm last year, and he was able to really solidify himself as a real good NHLer, really. And now this year, they got to the Western Conference Finals. Evan Bouchard has looked fantastic, not only in the Western Conference Finals, but throughout the playoffs as well. And now when
he's
they get to
evolved to something beautiful.
Yeah, but now they get to this new stage that they haven't been yet, just like the Western Conference Final against the Colorado Avalanche. They haven't been able to figure it out, including Evan Bouchard, which I feel like he's kind of resorting to not the nervousness, but the conservatism, I guess.
I think thinking, not reacting.
yes,
You heard
yes,
McDavid
yes.
say it. We need to
He's
play
thinking too
Roadhog.
much. Yeah.
We need to just let it rip.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the boost bomb is the definition of letting it rip. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying, Bordsy, you're not crazy. Absolutely. The pump fakes are killing the team. Yes, Bordsy, I noticed that too. He's overthinking. Pat, what have you thought about Bouchard as this series has kind of went along? I do not think he's been the worst or a detriment to the team. And when you play that many minutes, obviously you're going to have the image of him passing Evan to Evan and putting it on Evan Rodriguez's stick in the last game. But you seeing what I'm seeing with a little hesitation on the power play, offensively specifically?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it would be nice to just watch him let a couple rip, but then at the same time, it's give and take because he'll shoot one and it'll hit a skate, it'll hit a stick, and it bounces away, and we go, oh, why would you shoot that one right there?
And I don't want to tell the guy how to boost bomb. He knows how to boost bomb. I guess I'm still going to tell him how to boost bomb.
But it is safe to say that we haven't seen the Evan Bouchard we saw against the Stars, against the Vancouver Canucks. He doesn't seem to have that confidence with him right now, and that's not to say he's a bad player. That's not to say he's playing bad necessarily, but he's not playing at his top level that we know he can.
All right, award for dumbest comment of the day so far. Bouch needs to go, in my opinion. Congratulations, Eyes Within.
Woo!
Dumbest comment I've read yet today.
Woo!
And there's going to be a lot of them right now. Eyes Within, I love you. I'm just chirping. But fuck no. What? What? No. Nope. It's going to get me frustrated. It's going to get me off my game. Brett, anything else kind of stick out to you tonight? Let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers power play. Let me pull this one up here on my sheet. How many did they go for? 0 for 3 yet again this evening. They didn't get it done. They did have their opportunities. I thought once again they're too few and far between. And then when you finally do get your opportunity, Sergei Bobrovsky has been there to do it. 0 for 3 games in this series. That is something you just do not expect with this team. I read the numbers in pre-gaming, and it was 45% power play against LA. It was 30%, I believe, against Vancouver and 36% against Dallas. I looked you dead in the eyes and I said, there's no way this isn't going to score on home ice with that crowd in front of them. And Brett, I am sorry to sit here and tell you I was dead wrong.
Yeah, I just read a message here. McDavid needs to make like a tree and become a leaf.
Throw Eyes Within in a timeout.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely ridiculous because Connor McDavid has not been the best player in this series.
No.
He has not been the Oilers' best player. He has not been...
Who has been the Oilers' best player in this series? That is a tough question, Pat. You think too.
I mean, I don't want to steal your hot performer for later, so maybe I'll hold it to myself. But
That was what I was going to say.
it might be.
Say it.
It might be Broberg.
Yeah. I think so
That's
too.
insane. But
It
I
is
agree
insane.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and that's the thing, like, a lot of people are going to, Connor McDavid has just not been what we need him to be in the Stanley Cup final, which I think he did that as well in the Western Conference final too, but against Colorado, but it just has not been what you need Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl to be. It was what we said at the start during pre-gaming. The Stars need to be better. It's the depth that are actually bailing them out for their lack of being able to really be the star that you need the Oilers or them to be. Really,
I'm curious. People let me know.
I'm lost at that. Such
Hey,
a
hey,
loss for
dude.
Rick.
Should have been here dressing up like a clown. Doing it by
I know.
yourself.
I was going to mention that.
Do it by yourself. I don't feel very clown-like right now. I still hope we'll never die, baby. That's what we talk about. That's what we mention all the time. All right, let's get into it with the Greta scoring summary brought to you by Greta Bar Yeg, the spot in Edmonton for all your pre or post-game needs. Enjoy any of their unreal features from incredible drink deals, delicious street food, dope-ass games. I could use some skee ball right now to make me feel better. My best arcade game by far is skee ball.
Is it?
I will go you right now, and you'll be like, Bordsy, how often do you play this? I'm going to go way too much. Do you go for the corners, the 100s, or the 50?
I don't have a strategy. I just get going. And then
That's why I'm going to scrape you a little bit later on tonight. Shout out, Greta. We're going to be here every single game for the Stanley Cup playoffs, which now that I say that out loud, might actually mean Saturday is the last one. Knock on wood. We don't believe in that. I would love to run the table. Also, somebody let me know how many teams have come back 0-3. It's like 3 or 4, right?
Yeah. All I can think about is the Golden State Warriors in 3-1.
Do we have LeBron? We do have LeBron. Connor McDavid, but we're down 3-0. Shit.
Yeah.
But big shouts out to Greta. We're going to be here again on Saturday night. Tonight, already lit. I call Thursday, Friday, Junior. Well, Saturday is just straight Saturday, people. It's hockey night in Canada. It's your last kick at the can, back against the wall, and I do believe that kind of takes all the pressure off, and you could just maybe come down as a fan and say, hey, don't expect to win this series right now. Still might, still believe. But let's go downtown to Greta and have the best possible time we have because, Brett, we've been here for a lot of losses so far these playoffs. I still have fun every single time.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
This is the saddest part of Greta is doing this.
Yes, but the thing is as soon as we finish doing this after a loss or something like that, we're in this atmosphere for 2 minutes. And it's just gone. So I'm really excited to get back out there because I feel like I'm in the pit of despair right now. I just feel so.
Everyone's looking at us like zoo animals, poking and prodding, being like, "Are they gonna cry?" I might. Okay, I might. I'm looking at all of you right now. Okay, all right. Let's get into the Greta scoring summary. The first goal of the game, Sam Reinhart, his 9th of the playoffs. I believe it was 4-on-4 to end that period. Barkov has the puck along the sideboards, along the wall there, and he fires it over to a wide-open Gustav Forsling, who, give credit where credit's due. That is a beautiful shot, pass, whatever the hell you want to call that. That is Sam Reinhart, a 50-goal scorer this season. And I don't know, you can argue, what is that, Cody Ceci, I believe, that is on his – no, it's Ekholm. It's Ekholm. That is with him. Some people I saw complaining on Twitter online. That one where I mentioned it, the margin for error is so slim. The bing, bang, boom, how quickly that can end up in your net. You'll leave a player like Forsling wide open along the blue line right there with limited players on the ice. It's not a surprise that he hit Sam Reinhart, a 50-goal scorer here, and beat Stuart Skinner. Shit way to start.
Yeah, and it's just such weak play. And I am going to blame him.
No, I'm looking at it now. You're right. That is soft as baby shit.
It's so weak. On the stick for Matthias Ekholm, I think.
Oh, he doesn't even. Oh, no, I take back everything.
He's up by the hip. He's up by the hip. He's not even close to the stick. He just puts it kind of there. It was very weak, and Stewart had no chance. It was such an easy play. That is a practice type play for Forsling and the Panthers.
Dude, Ekholm even had the inside track on him before that. Holy shit! That look at this right here. He has the inside goes outside and allows him inside.
He just puts it. He kind of lays his stick there. I was very disappointed by that effort, and I blame Ekholm for that goal. Also, but the lead up to that, I think way too many puck watchers for the Edmonton Oilers and way too many kind of pedestrians for the Edmonton Oilers in that segment, I guess, sequence. They just went right to the puck, didn't know their assignment, didn't even try to make do with that assignment. They just let Florida do whatever they wanted, and it was road hockey for the Florida.
Yeah, that was road hockey.
That was road hockey for the Florida. It was way too easy.
Damn it! I don't like it when you say smart stuff like that. Steve's in. We need this. He says, keep the faith. Hope never dies. Fucking right, brother. Couldn't agree more. Soak this in no matter what happens. We are in the Stanley Cup final. Maynard says, there's zero pressure now. Just play loose and win a game. I do think there is something to be said about that. And this team with a little less pressure, they will find a way to make it work. But people, Warren Fogle gets on a breakaway to start that second period. And Warren Fogle, holy shit, he actually scores a goal. Great little touch pass from Adam Henrique there. And Bobrovsky, that's one I'm sure he wants back. That's just a good shot for Warren Fogle as well. This is what I talk about, the argument of with Warren Fogle, this is what he's capable of doing. This is why I want him to line up. And it's the argument Tyler makes a lot. It's the upside. It is the upside that he could eventually score on one of these. The man shits out breakaway opportunities like it's his job. And this is a beautiful keep. You see Bob puts his glove so low right there. He's able to beat him over that far side. And Warren Fogle makes this a 1-1 game. Not even 2 minutes into the second period. Greta had life again.
Oh, vibes were high here. Vibes were high here. They that is the importance of a breakout. I mean, Henrique makes an unbelievable pass at the blue line there to a guy who's streaking. It was funny because I was watching Fogel start to go there, and I wasn't sure out of the zone there if he was going to be able to make it to a place where Henrique was able to pass it to him, and he did. It was a very strong, smart play by Warren Fogel, and it really made me eat my words. It was funny because he started going in, and I looked at you, and I was like, it's Fogel. He's not scoring, just like Connor Brown earlier in the game. Why are we getting so excited? I was like, oh.
Because I would have shit in my pants if Connor Brown scored on that opportunity. It would have been, we were like, could you imagine? No, we're living in fantasy world. Living in fantasy world again. I just got a text from my brother, and he goes, how's that classic Bordsy optimism going right now? Stop, but we're finding a way. Smile through the pain. We then move 9 minutes and 12 seconds into that second period. And this is where it all goes to shit because the Edmonton Oilers, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, we had all the momentum at this point. After that Fogel goal, it felt like the ice was tilted in the Panthers' end. And you see this one, a ring around. Stuart Skinner, a lazy-ass play behind the net. Don't really know what that is. Does he have one hand on his stick? Is he trying to do that? Can't really tell. Doesn't get back in the net quick enough. Cody Ceci loses a battle. And it's in the back of your net before you even know it. I feel like I've seen way too many games this series where the Oilers have had pucks shoot out from behind their net to a Florida Panthers player. Wide open, straight shot on Stuart Skinner. Here it happens again.
So this was the one you were talking about.
Yeah, let's do.
This is Ceci for me.
But it's like, dude, I do not see Skinner make a lazy-ass play there.
How much can you influence the bounce of the puck off the boards there? There's only so much.
Then don't leave your net.
Yeah, but no. Have you played goal? You played goalie.
I've never played goal.
No.
Never played goal.
You need to go back there. You need to be able to go back there and stop that for your defenseman. You don't. I will say.
I just don't think that's a hard ring around. I've seen him make that play 100 times.
Ceci's getting beat.
True. It's easy to get beat. Do not get me wrong.
He needs to get back to the net faster. I will say that. I think, but not even that he was lazy.
Let's be in the middle. It's lackadaisical.
It's lackadaisical, but he hesitated. He hesitated, which is kind of a sure. Yeah, that was the way that I was going. There we go. I think it's a weak effort by Ceci, and I think
it is.
That really made me miss Vinny Desharnais. If that's Vinny Desharnais, whoever that is, that made the E2 Lorsterine, that's who it was. He's not getting up off the ice for real this time. That is why you're missing Vinny Desharnais, and I could not believe Cody Ceci played like that. That was sad to see. I think it was part of the reason.
I like this from Final Buzzer because I don't know if we've just had Mike Smith memories of finding it, but he said, I kind of choke on my own vomit every time Skinner leaves the crease. He does make good plays from time to time. I think that just scars on our brains as Oiler fans. Eyes within is out of his timeout. Nice. He said skinned. Aaron says he agrees with Aaron. You're defending Skinner on that. Patrick Skinner needs to stop that behind the net. Zach, he hesitated. Yep, no, I agree. I was boneheaded, says Tired Draisaitl. It's a, and I think that's where I was about to go. It's a domino effect. That one bad move by Skinner there can't stop it. Ceci can't win the battle. Skinner's kind of puck watching, and it happened so fast. That's the margins for errors against this Florida Panthers team right now. And you think it sucked there? Well, it's about to get worse a couple minutes later because, stop me if you heard this one before, the Oilers cannot get the puck out of their own end. Darnell Nurse takes it right out in front of his own crease, and he loses that bad boy to Matthew Tkachuk, I do believe, which makes it hurt so much more, and he sends it out front to Sam Bennett. Is that the Calgary Flames biting me in the fucking ass right now? Or what else is that? He beat Stuart Skinner. This one is not on Stu. That is a tough play to make in front of your net. That's a tough play to make in front of your net by Darnell Nurse taking it right there. And Brett, I know what you're about to say, so go on.
Darnell Nurse is hurt.
Yeah.
He's not okay. And you could see it not only there, I will mention on that play too in a second how you can really tell, but that entire shift he just could not move, and not really. It's not being able.
They
to
were
move,
stuck in there.
but being able to explode and being able to move your feet, being able to get to that open ice, and especially on that play there. If you went back 2 games and Darnell Nurse gets that puck right where it is, he is walking that out to the middle of the ice. He's getting it out of the zone off his stick, and he's making a play and probably getting off. He is not able to move that hip and give the power that he needs from that hip. And you mentioned it, he would not have been as mad as he was when he came off the ice in game 2 if he didn't already know that A, it was going to be a problem, or B, if he didn't know what it was to begin with. And I think you really see it in this play. He has no explosiveness. No, everything when you're skating comes from your hips. And if you have one hip, you're not able to do anything. And that is what happened.
And that was my concern coming in today, where I think we might need to go 11-7 because I'm worried about Darnell trying to be tough, to play injured, and you're not going to be able to go. Some people making the point here right now, and it's a fair argument. Tyler Draisaitl said exactly. He's making mistakes, injured or not. Yeah. I think when I look at that play, now granted, so you can roast me if you want. I'm just speaking out loud here. We're in the safe space. We're in the trust tree, even though we're live online and I have 1,500 of you watching right now. But I do not believe that Stuart Skinner in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals is going to take the puck out in front of the net and be that lackadaisical and that uncontrolled by choice.
Yeah.
There is no way you can shit on him all you want. And I know the irony, because I've seen him make those mistakes before, but to walk it out in front of the net, lose it, he didn't want to do that. That's not his intention. And I think you can see by he looks so ginger as he's moving, and it's just not there. We know from Game 2, looked like his hip because he went right down on it. And I think as a defenseman, the hip might be one of, if not your most important part of your body, trying to deal with things down low. And it's a tough one. You look at this team right now, there's a couple guys banged up.
Yep. Yeah, no, a couple guys. And I've listened to Frank say it all week, or last couple of days, I should say, since Game 2. It's the flip of what happened with Florida last year. Florida had some big injuries in their Stanley Cup appearance, and Brandon.
So it's all your next year.
I wasn't gonna say it, but no, but it's to those key players like Brandon Montour, right? To Darnell Nurse. Edmonton hasn't had to face that through these playoffs like some other teams may have, especially teams like Vancouver. Now they need to find a way to come back from that, but it's no excuse. Every team has injuries. When this series is over, we're going to hear about all the injuries Florida had, all the injuries Edmonton had. So I think you're going to be surprised with what a lot of players played through and who might need surgery and stuff like that. But it's the Stanley Cup final.
It's the NHL playoffs. This is what you're going to get every single ride along. No one's going to feel bad for you for Kane having a sports hernia, Darnell having a hip, Connor, whatever he dealt with. It smells like gasoline, marijuana, booze everywhere. It is
downtown, baby.
Downtown Edmonton is cooking right now.
Yeah.
It is cooking. So then that was that goal. And then we have one more from the Florida Panthers. Just keeping track. That's Alex Barkov's 7th of the playoffs. Oilers are caught deep in the Panthers zone. And what do you know? That puck shoots right down the ice. Panthers go in on a 2-on-1, I believe. On one, Evan Bouchard. Puck goes over to Alex Barkov. And what can you say? He's a really good player, and he beats Stuart Skinner cleanly, blocker side. This one I still haven't gotten enough, but great. You see Ekholm, he got caught deep on that play, which once again, you're down 3-1. I understand. You're trying to make a play offensively. Hey, live by the sword, to die by the sword. Usually that's Bouch, the one that's doing that, but he was back on that play. And Brett, what'd you see here? That's just a good shot. Beats Stu cleanly.
Bouch looked so pedestrian on that 2-on-1.
Yeah, you were mad at this one.
I was very mad. Why are you biting over on that when you realize it's going to be a 2-on-1 and you're down 3-1 and your two players that are coming down on you are Sacha Barkov and
it's that quick little,
It's going over. Why are you going over? Why are you not taking away that lane? It's really, if he just stays middle and takes away that middle of the ice, takes away the pass, let's Stu worry about who is that there, Evan Rodriguez, and worry about his shot, then it's a totally different story. And I noticed it actually about a shift later. where he did that exact thing, forced a turnover, and the Oilers are going the other way. I don't really remember why Ekholm was down low so low, but I think Bouchard really played this poorly.
I'm just hitting this again, Pat. I'm trying to see him. Yeah, okay, so he was coming back to support on the half wall there. And
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to look at it anymore. I'll have to look at it tomorrow, Oilers Nation, every day. So that was the fourth and final goal for the Florida Panthers. You ready for the good part?
Yeah.
Philip Broberg gets on the board for the Edmonton Oilers, his second of these NHL playoffs. Brett, fun fact to me right now about Broberg's second.
Philip Broberg has more goals in these playoffs this year than Austin Matthews and Mitchell Marner.
Did I hear that right? You said Austin Matthews and Mitchell Marner.
In 5 games,
They're catching strays right now. They don't need to catch strays, but I'm going to hang my hat on absolutely anything there. It's Broberg, assisted from Nurse and Connor McDavid. They're working the puck around. They get it there. Puck comes out to the face-off dot. Broberg. Dude, this is that offensive just talent that's in him. You cannot create that if you need to. He just has it. He absolutely labels that one of the many great plays he made. You see Corey Perry there duck that kind of low hit, continues to keep the cycle going, goes down low. Connor, bang, bang, boom, out to Broby, back of the net. That was beautiful, and we started the third period. The Oilers had a power play, and we were like, for the love of God, we need to score right now or this place is going to be dead. We didn't score. Place wasn't dead. We got this one. Vibes were all the way back up. Philip Broberg.
Yeah, and this goes back to your quality shots over quantity shots or whatever it may be. This is what I meant by quality and quantity for the Edmonton Oilers. That is a quality shot, a quality opportunity, and you're getting the quantity of it. Is it an absolute snipe? No. But it's missing the net. It happens to hit a guy off the side of the net.
Rip it. Right spot, right time, rip it, throw it in an area.
And look at the shots there, 30-19 by the time he takes that shot. And by the way, does that even count as a shot on goal?
I don't know. I would have.
So that's what I'm talking about with quality and quantity. It's a quality opportunity. You're getting a quantity amount of shots. You're wearing them out, and you finally get a goal like that goes off of somebody's elbow and into the net past the best goalie in hockey right now.
Buddy, can't score if you don't shoot. Kind of a thing we talked about. And once again, raise the puck. Yeah. Raise the puck up there. That has been a key in this series. And then 14:43 into the third period. It's Ryan McLeod. That's right. You heard it right. Ryan McLeod scores his second playoff goal of these NHL playoffs, assisted by Brett Kulak and one Connor McDavid. As you'll see, it goes up top. You'll see Clowder go and eventually make his way to the front of the net. That's just some good cycles, some good work. Clowder almost falls. I'll keep talking. Boom. That's just a beautiful play, putting yourself in an area we have not seen Ryan McLeod much before, in the blue paint, in front of the net. That's where you're going to need to score. And when you got 5-6 minutes left in the game, throw it on net with bodies in front. I'm no better than Chris Knobloch, but that's the strategy I wanted today, and you get a goal that way.
Yeah, no, and you really mentioned it too. That's not an area Ryan McLeod goes to very often. I love to see that, and hopefully he starts to see that and go, "Oh, okay, that kind of works."
Where did he score his other goal from?
Right out in front.
Right in front of the
Right out in front. Yeah,
where does Zach Hyman score all of his goals from?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, exactly. So no, I like this goal. It's what you want to see, and what a lot of the conversation around. Exactly, it's road hockey, kind of. A little bit. Maybe I shouldn't create the definition of road hockey now that I heard it from the Edmonton Oilers. I'm sure they have different definition to it. But it's exactly what you want to see from this team. I mean, I'm kind of in that space where it's a nice goal, but I realized that was the 4-3 goal in the last one that we saw in that game. And it doesn't matter.
The Greta scoring summary ends here, Brett.
Yeah.
It's the end of the road for the Greta scoring summary. The Oilers lose 4-3 to the Florida Panthers. The shots on net, 35 for the Oilers, 23 for the Florida Panthers. This from Gerson. Don't know what that name is. I heard Canucks, Flames, Senators, and the rest of teams in Canada feel the same about you guys. Just what I hear. Those teams aren't in the Stanley Cup final. You have a 49ers logo on. You blow it in the Super Bowl every single season. Buddy,
Yeah, at least
Think about what your avatar is
he's
going to be,
hit
man.
Joe Montana.
You make it easy for me, brother. I own a Jimmy Garoppolo 49 jersey. All right, I own one of those bad boys. Go Patriots. Also, shout out Brady saying he was a Patriot last night.
Shut up.
That will make everything go down smooth. That'll do it for the Greta scoring summary brought to you by Greta Barrieg. Let's move now to the good, bad, and oily. Brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. Because there's only one thing better than sharing memories. That's making new ones. ABC Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Now, the good tonight, we've already mentioned it off the hop. It was something I mentioned a fair amount on pre-gaming, and tonight the good is depth scoring. You get it. You get a goal. If I told you tonight that Warren Fogle, Ryan McLeod, and Philip Broberg were all going to score goals for the Oilers, what would you probably tell me? What do you think the result of that game is?
I would have said this isn't January 28th, 2023. That's or even 2024. That sounds like the absolute most boring 8:00 game that you played in Anaheim, California. That I couldn't. Sorry, you're saying that Stanley Cup Finals? Oh, did they win? Oh no, shocker. I think that's also the answer I'd go with.
Tyre Draisaitl just said, seriously, LMAO.
Yeah.
You have to laugh at a couple points in that,
Yeah.
Brent. Your big dogs have dragged you all the way here throughout the year, and you did get depth scoring in the Dallas series. I think that was the key factor to winning that one. Maybe sometimes you just take your big dogs for granted and you expect them to score a power play goal every game. Maybe I'm learning that the rest of the NHL, that's how they live. They don't get a power play goal every single game like the Edmonton Oilers tend to do. And I don't like this life. I want to go back to the old life of being the greatest power play that has ever lived. The bad, well, it's pretty fucking self-explanatory right now. It's down by 3. Margin for error is it's pretty slim. You're going to need to be perfect for the next 4 games. I'm having a hard time even finding a way to spin this. It's the bad for a reason.
Yeah.
Brett, this one sucks. I like Pat Pointed, loving the support in the chat. I love the haters too. I love every bit of it back and forth. Brett, the bad, the horrible, the terrible. We are 1 win away from our season ending.
I'm really struggling
Or
with
one
this episode.
loss,
One. I'm really struggling with this episode because, Aaron, I'll be honest with you, I haven't felt this numb in so long. Yeah, no, if it's a flesh wound on the heart, that would be what it is. This is such a desolate place right now. There was so much hope that we had entering this, not only this game, this series. And I don't want to hear your loser talk with, it's 7 games for a reason. Rick comes on here and he'll give you the pep talk right now. Let me give you the little bit of the realistic talk here and the real feels talk right now. This sucks. This absolutely sucks. We have been going through, and it's not even the fact that the Edmonton Oilers are losing in the Stanley Cup Finals right now. It's how they've done it. They outplayed the Florida Panthers in Game 1. They outplayed the Florida Panthers in Game 3, but they have lost. And I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying they played better.
That's what's frustrating.
And they're down by 3. We have gone through 2 months of this. Of the ups and downs, the game 7s, the 5 games gentleman sweeps or whatever the hell we want to call it, the win finally, the historic win in game 6 with the Dallas Stars. But to be here down 0-3 and have so much hype, the eyes of the hockey world on you, so many important hockey personalities and journalists and everything here in this city. And for that to be the effort and the result now heading into Saturday just feels so glim and dark. It's bleak. I'm having difficulties
It's bleak right now
on this episode today.
We're going to have a good hug after this, Brett. We're going to have a good hug.
Yeah.
We're going to hug it out.
Yeah.
In the words of Ari Gold from Entourage, hug it out, bitch. This one, you mentioned the Oilers. That's the frustrating part is we've seen them do this for 2 months now of a playoff run. Maybe second dumbest comment of the day from Ryan, who said Edmonton just isn't built for the playoffs. We're the final 2 teams here. What are you talking about? Second dumbest comment of the day goes to you, Ryan. Attaboy. No, attaboy. That's the guy that clearly doesn't watch. But if you had a brain, you'd say you're in the final 2. Nice. Oil up. Oilers in 7. Kind of like that. The oily hit me, Pat, because hope will never die, people. We've been backs against the wall all season. We've been back from the dead, the fucking dead, as one Connor McDavid would say. We gave you all the reasons to be negative right there. Now we're going to tell you all the reasons to be positive. 2 words, Connor McDavid. The man can do anything. I'm never going to doubt your guys. Once again, it's probably, a 0.5% chance. Somebody do the math. I'm seriously. Somebody let me know. Math is not my strong suit. Lance Kane says we do. Can confirm, Lance Kane. Earlier today in ONE, Mr. Burns said, I think he's been drinking all day. Brett, we saw him. He said he was drinking all day.
Yeah, did confirm.
He said he got up, sobered up. But that's what you do as an Edmonton Oilers hockey fan. Mr. Burns down, not out. Cup year. I love the positivity in this chat, and I love the OGs. You know who you are that have been here with me every step of the way this season. Brian S., you're one of them as well. 2 words, reverse sweep. Loyal to the oil, being here since 2-9-1. What did you sacrifice? Only oil. I will never change. That's beautiful. The only oil I will never change. That,
I like that.
I'm going to find a way to make another T-shirt out of that one. Hey, Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't have a car, so I don't know.
Hope will never die, Brett. Is it never going to die for you?
I know I just gave the absolute loser speech of the week
Flip
there. I will flip it. Yes, I am feeling the hope. You mentioned Connor McDavid. And this crowd, Edmonton's just, the Oilers have not been, they've been down and out before. They've, like you said, they've risen from the fucking dead. And on numerous times, they've gone on 8-game, 16-game win streak. We talked about
down 3-2 against Van.
100%. Stuart Skinner being able to bounce back, and I don't even think Stuart Skinner played bad last tonight.
Pull back.
Yes,
that'll fix it. We never tried that yet. We haven't tried that yet.
You're right. No, I don't think this Edmonton team has given you a reason, whether it's 0-3, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, to sit there and really think it's over. That's going to be as positive that I can take away from tonight right now.
Hey, I like your positivity. We're going to find a way to do it. Maynard to stop it, just win 1. Absolutely. It starts with 1. The same thing as the third period where you said, hey, you're down 3 goals in that third. So it's positive. Let's take it down to a microcosm. When it's in a 3-goal game in that third period, what do we look at each other and say? It's got to get 1. Yep, it's got to get 1. Then, now you got to get another 1. And then you get your Ryan McLeods. And what do you know? You're a couple shots away. You're a couple breaks away. I do think us as a fan base need to keep that same mindset. It's all on the line on Saturday. There is no tomorrow after that. You put your all-out effort. You empty the clip. I gotta stop doing that.
We're on YouTube.
On the show, I know. We are downtown. So hope will never die, people. That's the Oily. Brought to you by the Good, Bad, and Oily. Brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. We're gonna now move along to our hot and cold performers. Brett, I'm gonna let you cook first because you already kind of mentioned him earlier, and you can go again.
Yeah, my hot performer is going to be Philip Robert. Pat and I mentioned it earlier in this show. He's been the best Oiler in this series, and he's been able to carry the puck and be physical and win battles. There was a battle, I believe it was in the second period, where Broberg looked like he was about to lose the battle, and he was just able to really gain his positioning, win the puck, get the puck over to the wing, and get the puck out of the zone. He's been able to be a really, really strong defenseman back there for the Edmonton Oilers, and someone you trust. You mentioned it early in the game. He played a lot, and I think that's because he was playing with Darnell Nurse, but he played a lot. He played a lot of high leverage situations, and you never felt bad with him on the ice. I loved it. I think he is absolutely the hot performer for tonight and for this series so far.
And he's just hot in general. He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think,
like Oscar Klefbom.
minus those first 3 or 4 shifts, whatever he had, but once he had young player trying to nerves on home ice, came to the Stanley Cup final after that, I thought it was smooth sailing from there. My player for a hot performer, we already mentioned Dylan Holloway, so I'm going to say Warren Fogle. The pressure was on the guy tonight. You come in the lineup. He's the one that us at Oilersnation have mentioned a lot, saying, dude, what happened? Where have you been? How do you go from 20 goals to 1 goal? And it's the upside that I mentioned. He gets breakaways, and when he can take advantage of those moments, you got to love him for it. He was able to take advantage of that tonight. Patrick, Do you, my friend, have a hot performer besides yourself? Because you've been doing a bang-up job behind the scenes all playoffs long, all series long, all night long.
I do, and I'm glad you mentioned all playoffs long because tonight as well, but my hot performer, Connor Brown.
I knew it.
And I'll throw in an honorable mention to Matthias Janmark. We talked about it.
Brownmark.
I don't love the nickname, but we talked about it during the third period there. I don't know. We came into these playoffs trying to get rid of Connor Brown in our minds. Sit on the bench. See you later. I want Connor Brown and Matthias Janmark on my fourth line next year, without a doubt, no question. They have been locked in and night out. They're not scoring a zillion goals. That's not what they're here for. They're banging bodies. Every time they're on the ice, I'm confident. Connor Brown is forechecking. Matthias Janmark is stripping people of the puck. It's been incredible to watch the difference of Connor Brown in the regular season and the playoffs. And I'm actually kind of fired up.
You need a healthy knee. You need a healthy knee, buddy.
So, and maybe that's just it. Maybe he's finally got his confidence. Maybe he's finally feeling healthy. But if Connor Brown can come into next season playing at all like he is right now, he's going to be a huge part of this team.
$1 million to Janmark, $1 million to Brown. You keep Brownmark together again next season. Done. I don't know what Brownie's going to do because he gets paid that money, but that's off-season talk. But we are inching closer to off-season talk right now. Don't worry, people. We can ask Frank about the trade deadline in no time. But we still got to get through the rest of the series. I do think that Kyle Somerville said downtown Connor Brown is clutch. Believe that. Yeah, absolutely. He's been good, man. Whether it's PK, whether it's not even scoring offensively, Pat, I think a thing to add on to yours is those guys provide energy shifts. And that's what you need from your bottom six. They've played fourth line for most of the season. I think technically tonight they were the third line with Adam Henrique. And that's what you do for the most part. You try and bang bodies, get pucks deep, score greasy one, keep it down low, provide energy for 97 and 29 to come back and hit the ice. With hot comes cold. Who's your cold performer?
Cody CC. It was exactly what I said with Vincent Desharnais in game two. He was exactly what the Edmonton Oilers needed in that game. It was the cycle disruptor. It was the physicality. It was the long stick. The active
that Vinny was.
That Vinny was. The confidence that he was able to go into board battles in the corners with. And really, he didn't look out of place. And Cody Ceci comes back into the lineup and he looks meager. He's not willing to go into the corners. You saw it on that second goal as well. He was just so bad, and I don't understand. I know in Aubrey trust me, yes. I just think that was such a poor decision to put him back in the lineup, and especially for a guy who looked good. I don't think we said one bad thing about Vinny Desharnais in that game. He was out there for the long
I thought he
goal.
deserved to stay in the lineup.
It was not on him on that goal in game two. These goals tonight that Cody Ceci was out for was on him. So he looked bad. He had one opportunity in front of the net somehow. I don't believe
he did. And he tried to go short side.
Yeah, he did. And it looked
Cody Ceci, give him all the shit you want, and I will. I do it more than anyone. Sometimes you're like, how's this guy make it all the way down the ice to be down by the goal line, doing everything, but he always finds a way. Gord, it's a solid analysis tonight, guys. Kudos. Yep, I appreciate that as well. I missed one here. Oh, it's from Mr. Burns. Leave a like for these sexy performers. She said it, not me.
Hey, Pat pointed out after the Warren Fogle goal, he said, don't you have to run around the bar without your shirt on now that Fogle scored? Because last pregame, I said I did. But guess what? He got kicked out in 15 seconds. So
guess what? Didn't happen in that one.
Pretty safe.
For me, my cold performer, I wrote down my heart. Because I feel broken and icy and cold inside. I just spit everywhere right there. You saw that. You got to see that. I could pick a couple guys. I want to talk this one out with you, Pat, you as well right now. Can I call Leon Draisaitl my performer tonight? Did you notice a lot of Leon Draisaitl tonight? I don't want to go as far to call him a cold performer. That's where I think that's too egregious. Did you notice a lot of Leon tonight?
I did. I didn't hate what he did tonight.
Okay. That's why we're in the trust tree.
No, I wouldn't say so.
there are a couple times where the puck goes in the corner and you'd like to see Draisaitl go after it. Maybe that's playing the system they have down, or so I'm not going to say he's a cold performer, no, but there are a couple times I would like to have seen him. I'm missing something here.
This is outrageous.
I will.
Anyways.
That's the greatest thing I've ever gotten.
Social media. It's posted on social media.
I just got handed a beer that I will read without the numbers. That has a sticky note on it. Well, this makes me feel better about the loss right now. This says, "You're hot. Oilers in G7, blank name. P.S. We matched on Tinder." And there's a phone number on there.
Bordsy, hot performer, apparently.
Fourth the off for me. Let's go. I'm going to trick the shit out of that. Let's go. I cut you off in the middle of that. As you were saying?
No, sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to say Draisaitl was a cold performer, but there was a couple times I would have liked to see him, go after a rebound or go into the corner. And again, I don't know how much of that is their system of trying to keep someone back or, having one guy go in and pressure kind of. So maybe it's not on him as much, but there's a couple times I would like to see a little more effort from him.
And that's maybe cold performer is the bad choice. I like what Avi says in here. Leon's been worse than average.
Yeah.
I think we can.
For him.
Yeah, for him, which is.
Exactly.
That is the first time that Leon Draisaitl has gone more than 2 games, but 3 games without scoring a goal since the 2017 playoff run, the first playoff run where they played Anaheim and St. Louis.
God damn. That hurts my soul. Yeah, do you have a cold performer? Did you get one there?
I'm going to go along the same lines as you, as cold, maybe a little bit harsh, but I would love to see more from Zach Hyman. And part of that is I don't know if it's, credit to Florida not allowing pucks to get to the net. A lot of our shots are getting blocked. They're hitting sticks. They're hitting skates. So it's kind of hard for the third post to score if the puck's not getting there. But I just haven't noticed him as much as, we have all season long. What does he have? 60, 70 goals by now. It would be nice to see a little bit from Zach Hyman. But cold performer might be harsh. I think he's still good, but.
Hey, we're sad.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
We're just saying shit right now. I got a message that said, "Bordsy, your natural positivity showing through." Yeah, let's go. All it took was someone give me their numbers. Let's go, boys. Let the dogs out. All right, people. Let's now move along. Let me squeeze in an ad read here for Boston Pizza. Big shout out to Boston Pizza because our playoff coverage brought to you by BP's. It's been 30 years since the Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. What would it take for Canadian hockey fans to set aside their differences and work together to end this drought? Is it their team or nothing, or could they get behind a rival under the right circumstances? BP's wants you to team up for the win. If you're on the bandwagon, you're on for the long haul, goddammit. You are not allowed to jump off. Brett, shout out BP's. Favorite menu item from BP's, go.
Bandera bread.
Pat, go.
Oh, cactus guts.
Cactus guts, without a doubt. Boston Brute used to be the go-to as a child. It's a little too messy. Get a little too messy.
I like the Boston Brute, though.
No,
I'm going to try that next time I go because I haven't had one and everyone talks about it. I know. That's what everyone says every time I say that. So
you see this look on my face right now, Matt?
Wait, what did you not have?
I've never had a Boston Brute.
Never.
Oh, really?
You
So
see
next-
that face on his face?
Next time I go, I'll get one. I promise.
Big shout out to BP's. We would go around the NHL. There's some other news. The Sharks hired a new coach, and I already forgot how to say his last name.
Warsofsky.
What he
Nailed
said. Bobrovsky.
What?
Whoa.
Dude, he's leaving the crease. Let's go. Sergey's found a new job. So, yeah, big shouts out to BP's as well. I want to give another. We're just going to squeeze them all in here. Big shouts out to Fountain Tire as well. Coverage of the final presented by Fountain Tire. They ensure that 100% of their vehicles owned have properly aligned wheels. Their wheel alignments extend the life of your tire, which lowers the carbon footprint of your vehicle, reduces emissions, and lowers your fuel consumption. All 3 very good things to do. Shout out to the environment. Read more about Fountain Tire's ESG initiatives on fountaintire.com. Bert, I feel better than how we started the show a little bit right now. It's one of the benefits of being able to do the show, as I've called it all year, citywide unlicensed therapy. I shouldn't be doing, but we're going to talk it through together. I always feel better. I love every one of you in the chat. You guys do make this easier. And once again, as I mentioned, we might have one more kick at the can. So come on down Saturday night to Greta Bar Yeg. It's going to be lit. We're going to throw everything we have. Might have to empty the entire box of merch that we have which is full of these T-shirts galore. So many I never know what to do with. I'm holding out hope it goes to 7 games. If it doesn't, we might have to start spraying and praying around there. Brett, imagine. I don't want this to be my last Greta party. Or I don't want that to be my last Greta party.
Yeah, I don't really either. I want to be, and I won't be able to do post gaming that night, so I really don't want it to be.
Programming note, Brett, I think you're going to be pre-gaming with me as well on Saturday nights. I believe I have a special guest from Down Under as well, I do believe, with a great story. And I believe Jay Downton might also be joining me here at Greta. It's going to be a party. It's a family event. That's for Saturday, and that's the look at. So let's get into it with Betway 19 plus. Please play responsibly because with Betway, you can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. All you got to do, create a new account. When Pat shows you that QR code, join the action, scan that bad boy, redeem your bonus. You place a bet, no minimum amount is required. And if that bet loses, you will get a refund up to $200. You can then use that money to bet on your favorite sports. And this offer is only available outside of Ontario. Gentlemen, Saturday night in Edmonton, 6 p.m., I do believe. I would just assume it's going to be 6 p.m. Back against the wall. Brett, you know what I'm going to ask you? A score prediction and an anytime goal score.
You've picked the Oilers all season. All season. You mercy picked Colorado.
I picked Colorado in the last game of the year because I said I can't go 82.
Yeah. I'm very concerned that I'm about to pull off the Waz effect, but I'm going to do so, hoping that I am wrong. I'm going the Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup in Game 4, 4-2.
I love you. Pat, get me just as fired up as Brett did.
Well, I think I could do a little better than that because I think Oilers win 3-1. We proved we can get 3 on Bobrovsky. We're going to do it in 2 periods next game. And, maybe part of it, Florida wants to win at home, so they're going to give us 1.
It'd be rude to come to Canada and not allow to grab a win on home ice. That would be fucked up, Florida. Okay?
That's very un-Canadian.
Not very neighborly. You got to bring that in. I like this one from Captain Felton. We won 16 in a row, so why not 4 now? Fucking rights, Captain. Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm going to one-up all of you. 3-0 Edmonton Oilers. Stuart Skinner, S-word. I'm not going to say it right now. 3-0. And Zachary Martin Hyman, everybody's favorite children's book author, gets on the score sheet for the Edmonton Oilers. I see in the chat right now. Aaron, Edmonton wins 4-2 in Game 4. Mr. Burns, 4-1 Oilers. Janmark gets the one from Game 1 back. You got to like that. Spank, Oilers win 6-2. Daryl Sutter, can't read that one. That one's very funny. What he put up, Brett, you can go look through that one. That's hashtag I can get behind. For me, I'll go with that. Zachary Martin Hyman is going to score. So that'll do it for us here live from Greta. I looked both of you in the eyes and I said, there's no way we're going an hour. We all knew that was a lie. I love to ramble on and we will always find a way. Hopefully we found a way to make it positive, but if not, I got a nugget to end it on, people, because the Oilers will look to do what only one team in NHL history has ever done. Come back from a 3-0 deficit in the Stanley Cup Finals. That one team, you might ask, the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs. Never thought I'd say, let's emulate the Maple Leafs and be like them. But God damn it, here we are, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Oilers Nation every day live at 12:01 Mountain Standard Time. Pre-game with Bordsy on Saturday, 5 p.m. right here from Greta. Setting you up for what I pray to God is an Edmonton Oilers victory, and we can keep this season, keep this roller coaster, keep this dream a-rolling. Brett Holden, I love you. Thank you for joining me. Patrick Puff behind the scenes producing. Big shout out to our sponsors, Greta Bar Yeg for the scoring summary and the bitchin' event that we put on. Shout out Heat Daddy, fucking all-star 50 in 07. You got to like that. Good, Bad, and Oily by Alberta Blue Cross. Hot and cold performers from No One. Betway for the look ahead. Fountain Tire for your cup final. And Boston Pizza for your playoff report. I hope I got them all. Pretty sure I got them all. I love you all. Good night, everybody. We'll talk tomorrow.